Why would I do that? I don't know.
Introduction time!
Whatever!
Someone's dropped
you do
out
it.
like a kid in school.
Okay then. This is The.Spectre and Dvalletious, and this is a Dota is Hard in-house game. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th game I've cast tonight. I think it's the 3rd with Dvalletious by my side. My trusty little brewmaster companion. How are you doing, Dvalletious?
Yeah. No, it's terrible. I'm never letting you do it again. Shut up, Spectre.
Hello, this is The.Spectre and Dvalletious, and welcome to Dota is Hard.
No, I can totally do Sunsfan. I can totally do it.
Hello,
everybody. My name is Sunsfan. Joining me is Reeves.
Hello.
Reeves does not talk like that. Leave him alone.
He does sometimes. Thank you very much.
Leave Reeves alone.
I'm Reeves, and I talk like an old man for every character that comes up and does something silly.
Old and British.
Hello, I'm Reeves, and I do everything British. That, of course, was Sunsfan imitating Reeves, with me imitating him.
You imitate. We're not paying attention to the bands, but they are boring, and that's why.
I'm pretty sure it's because it's the same bands we've seen in about 3 or 4 of the games. Instead of the Keeper of the Light, Phantom length the band
Go
out.
back and watch our other games.
Okay, the next game, I'm going to start the... Ooh, a Warlock being picked up. Excitement! I very much hate the Warlock, because of his massive initiation range with the Golems, also Fatal Bonds, just being insane harassment in lane, as well as just really painful in team fights. Oh, but I must say, next game, I think I'll host the lobby and put like a reverse draft matchup, the reverse captain's mode. And make it a bit more interesting so we can have a bit of a fun cast at, near the end of the night.
That would be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be available for another game, but we'll see.
Yeah. What was that, sorry, Daniel?
I don't know if I'm going to be available for another game, but we shall see.
Sure thing. I do have my dinner at the moment, so I may be a bit quiet. So if you want to handle the drafting stage, that would be awesome.
Alrighty, well, we've got a Magnus and a Keeper of the Light coming out on the Radiant side, matched up against the Darkseer and the Warlock, which James has already discussed. Pretty standard pickups. The Warlock we haven't seen in a few games is a very powerful hero, especially when combined with that Darkseer. The Wall and the Ion Shell coupling well with those Fatal Bonds. And of course the Golems, always just Golems. Rubik coming out on the Radiant side. We might get lucky and see the counter Golems, or the counter Wall, which is always fun to watch. That side still needing some carries. I wouldn't be surprised if they picked one up now. And things, whatnots, casting, Dota, and the assorted whatnots of Dota. I'm no good at being in the first slot, shut up. Reserve time, captain's mode. I'm just naming things on the screen. Oh god. I have a lizard named Roshan, if that interests anyone.
Lion.
That's how interested I am in Dota. And we're seeing a lion come out. A lot of burst damage there. Goes well in a sort of an aesthetic theme with the Warlock, I suppose. They both sort of look like they match. The same universe there. Matching colours. They were going to some sort of a formal event that have correctly matched up their attire. And of course a lot of nasty spells for Rubik to steal. A lot of disables and a big stun. Puck and the Spectre, well, the Spectre, not the Spectre, of course, being banned out. The Spectre will be joining me again once he finishes his dinner. which he's having at 9:20 at night.
No, Spectre banned out. Wah.
Yes, the Spectre was banned out. You have been banned, Spectre. You cannot come in and cast.
I won't say anything.
Oh, Luna, no! No!
Suck it.
Luna! No! No! Oh. That is... Oh. Well, GG. I don't care who wins.
Darkseer and Warlock also combining quite well with the vacuum back into an upheaval. It makes it extremely hard to disengage if you do get caught. Very nasty, very nasty.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to eating.
Back to eating with you. I'll continue offering very little insight to anyone. So we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting on the bans. I'm expecting them to ban probably a hero from the game Dota 2. Let's see how accurate I am. Eating into their reserve time a little bit here. Making up their minds. Who counters these heroes? Somebody ganky, probably. Maybe a Clockwork. Shadow Fiend. Yep, Shadow Fiend. Totally said it before it was banned. Of course. Now we wait again for more bans, and I suppose this is the point where I should be talking about something tactical. But tactics escape me. As usual. How y'all doing on that stream? I'm losing viewers. I can see it. It's gone down from 12 to 8. It's all my fault.
What are you doing, Daniel? What are you doing?
Well, I'm really offering very little insight.
I would say the Shadow Fiend was definitely banned out because of his high base damage and able to burst down those supports very quickly with Shadow Razors.
Radiant team
and the Enigma getting banned out.
Said, right?
Yeah, the Enigma getting banned out so they can't combo up that reverse polarity and black hole. As well, probably why the Queen of Pain and Puck are banned out. They lack a very strong mid laner. They might want to lane up.
Yes, I mean, of course, things that I was talking about to get to. Oh, it's the Brewmaster! Ah! Oh, the Brewmaster! Ah, the Brewmaster! That was Brewmaster.
We see a Doombringer picked up as well.
Spectacular game.
Rather just a Doom.
Brewmaster. 3 of me!
And a Dragonite is going to be the hard carry on the side of the Dire.
I'm sorry. Brewmaster is going to be the hard carry.
So, quite tanky teams from both sides. Magnus and Doom in quite high HP stocks. Of course, Doom needs to make up for his lack of armor. It'll be very interesting to see how it goes.
A few unconventional picks here.
Yep. Delicious food. I'm guessing they picked up that
Eat your
Doom
food, you fatty.
because if they manage to use Doom on the Warlock or Lion, that's basically the whole team fight. Well, not the whole team fight, but a large chunk of the team fight of the die going out the window. Also can be used on that Panda to stop him splitting and using easily the most powerful spell at his disposal. Switching over the overlay.
Indeed.
So, on the side of the Radiant, we have ydkwidrmw on the Rubik, Dvalletious, or Dvalletious, I'm going to say Dvalletious, on the Magnus. A very decked out Doom being played by DucaL. TyshBasa Hot on the Gyrocopter, and Dr. Alco on the Keeper of the Light.
And over on the Dire side, we've got game host Liz Bean on the Lion. Darkseer being taken up by Shy'ckZ. I'm just going to open the thing. Atos X5 going on the Warlock. BLABLU on the Dragon Knight. And Mino taking up the game's most handsome and masculine hero, the Brewmaster.
It does look like it's going to be a mid lane Brewmaster as well, so
well, of course. I mean, he needs the most farm, needs to get those early levels as the hard carry.
Bit of an interesting setup. I would have put Brewmaster in the off lane with maybe Darkseer mid. have the Warlock, Lion, Darkseer,
And
Tri-Lane
away
on
we
top.
go.
And
Not a chance.
we do have Doombringer picking up a double damage.
Got a
Not
feeling
sure
this
if
is
he'll
gonna
be
be good.
going. Judging by the regen items he has, it looks like it's going to be a jungle Doombringer. So probably going to rotate over to that big camp now to pick up a large creep. And we do see a mid lane Rubik, and he goes for the 2 branches tangos, obviously listening to you. And the Brewmaster going the standard 3 branches tangos.
Yeah, 2 branch tango is far superior. Lets you get that bottle up just that little bit quicker.
We're going to see a little bit of a wraparound from Warlock here. Magnus using his skewer to escape more of the auto attacks. Of course, Warlock having quite high base damage and a good attack animation for a support. A lot better than, say, a Crystal Maiden, or even better than their Lion. But it looks like they're running the Darkseer jungle, so they're completely abandoning that off lane. And
we've seen this mistake made before against the Gyrocopter last game, and it did not turn out well.
Didn't, and that Gyrocopter is farming up. He's actually missed a lot of the last
hits though.
Yeah, only 2 and 0, so the Dragonite actually farming quite a bit better, and these Dire support's doing a very good job of zoning out that Magnus, getting the fatal bonds on the creeps. Of course, that having unlimited range, every time these creeps take damage, the Magnus is also going to feel it, even if he is out of experience range. So I don't see this Magnus really
backing up there.
I don't see Magnus really getting
Guess what's happening to
lane at
Dire's
all. He's
bottom
already
tower.
gone through quite a bit of regen. We do see a stacked camp being pulled down by Dr. Alco just to
Dire's
get
bottom
that
tower's getting the business.
get that lane back in the way of the Radiant a bit more. Of course, Gyro missing out on some farm when it's under the tower or pushed too far. In the mid lane, so far quite even. The Brewmaster has pulled ahead with 6 and 3, while the Rubik's on 4 and 2. Rubik will pick up the first rune, already having his bottle. The bottle for the Brewmaster only just coming out then on the courier.
Oh, look at that! That 2 branches really paying off.
And we do see Warlock again harassing that Magnus out of the way, but looks like he's trying to go into the secret shop area. Might have to skewer back out, and he does, but still eating.
That, of course, being
3 auto attacks.
That, of course, being the side shop, not the secret shop.
Not secret shop.
Yeah, I say that often enough. Everyone knows what I mean.
Do they? Do they? We've just lost another viewer, and I blame your mistake.
Ah, how dare you?
And another one! Look at them! They're all leaving!
Dropping like
droves.
flies!
The 6 of you that are left, please stay.
Of course, it may be people from the DotA is Hard channel going to dinner. Maybe a bit late for dinner for a lot of people. I usually have dinner pretty late. In fact, I'm still eating it at the moment.
Normal people don't eat after 9 o'clock.
I'm still eating.
Normal humans don't eat at this time.
They definitely do. Delicious
Brewmaster
food.
doing a great job on mid here. Considering that he is a melee hero.
Well, some action on Magnus at the top. He's going to skewer away. He does have the damage over time spell, and if the line can get further ahead, no, he's going to tick over. He escapes with 6 health.
6 health.
6 health at the
Oh,
lowest
that's very
point, but he
close.
does manage to escape.
And he's wrong, he thinks it's only 8. It's 6. That's correction that's coming out there.
And if we take a quick look at the golden XP, the experience going about 600 in the way of the Radiant, but the gold around 300 in the way of the Dire, just making use of that jungle with the Darkseer, and having not... actually, the Gyrocopter's caught up decently in farm. He's now only 3 behind the DK. And of course, he is getting the solo experience, so gonna hit level 6 with this creep. I don't agree with the decision to put Darkseer on bottom lane. He is only level 3. He may get some cheap experience here off the creep wave though, so... I suppose it's decent, but with the Gyrocopter there, he's not going to be able to pressure him too much with Gyrocopter with enough range to outrange that ion shell, and then you can also burst them down with the flat cannon. Gyro does also have that one level up.
Getting level 6 here significantly before the Rubik. That coming from the extra denies and the rune control the Rubik's been sacrificing some XP for.
Looks like Rubik has
hit that 6 now though.
I would like to see...
As I said...
I would like to see Brewmaster go for a solo kill here. A lot of people underestimate the early potential of Primal Split. It's very easy to get a kill if you simply walk up the hill, clap, and then split instantly, throw out a boulder, and with the fire damage on the Panda, it's a good kill potential. Of course, Rubik having that...
He's lacking the mana for that combo.
Exactly, but with a bit of bottle crowing, he should be able to get it up again. Rubik does have a haste rune bottled, however, so I think any initiation on him, unless it's pulled off perfectly, is not going to result in a kill. So 6 minutes, and oddly...
Get his bottle back. He's got 1400 gold. I'm not sure what he's maybe saving up for the very early Blink Dagger.
I think he might be going either for the Blink Dagger or he's going to get Phase Boots.
He could afford Phase Boots already.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of holding off on the decision, but I would assume that he was more likely going for that. So, yeah. And Rubik with the haste and double damage is going to spot out the Lion. The Lion does use stun. The Rubik should steal it here. Does steal it. It gets hexed up. Is of course hasted away. The skewer comes out from the Magnus, and the double damage on the Rubik is enough to get first blood on that tri-lane there.
So much for the
So an excellent rotation there from Rubik, managing to catch out the dire side, even though they do have wards up. So I'm going to say a bit of a misplay, some mispositioning there from the Lion, resulting in a kill.
Yeah, the Dire still, however, leading in the gold and XP graphs. Not in XP, actually. Radiant getting the XP advantage, but Dire still leading in the gold.
Gold is taking a very steep incline, though, with that first blood. 400 gold going the way of the Rubik, so it's back to about 250 in favour of the Dire still.
Brewmaster hitting off his Thunderclap on nothing. Might be a misclick there.
Gyrocopter still farming up this bottom lane. Panda has got quite a bit of free farm with the Rubik leaving the lane. We do see a clap come out, but the Impale, stolen level 1 Impale, enough to dissuade that Panda from attacking.
Yeah, that waste of mana unfortunately stopped him from being able to have his ulti there.
Indeed. The Arcane Boots coming out from Rubik as well, so he shouldn't be too short on mana, even though his bottle is now empty. Do you see the 8-minute rune spawn up top? It is an illusion rune, and we'll see Rubik run and grab that now. Meanwhile, Magnus at level 3.5 being quite effectively zoned out by these supports here. Though the Lion sitting at low 3s, and the Warlock is sitting at 4.5, maybe getting a bit more XP from stacking and pulling than the Lion has been. Or actually, the Lion dying as well would not have helped.
Yes, death tends to not help.
And Brewmaster picks up that Blink Dagger. Probably coming out on the Courier, almost.
It's going to help his initiation a lot.
And he doesn't seem
to have do something about that bottom tower.
Is it on the Courier? Yeah, the Courier does have the bottle, but it isn't filled for some reason. So even though the Blink Dagger was picked up, the bottle hasn't been filled. Gyrocopter does have Ring of Aquila and Phase Boots.
Brewmaster is not going to be happy about that.
And we see Doom coming in.
He's bringing it back. He is telling that courier, go and fill this up.
And Doombringer looking to buy up Tranquil Boots, but maybe not realizing that you can't get that Ring of Protection in the side shop. He's going to have to fly it out to him. Level 5.5, a decent speed of jungling. He has eaten that Centaur creep to give him some extra attack speed and a bit of a stomp.
Getting the business.
But I think he really needs to eat a large Satyr. This purple one here actually gives you a passive 4 health regen a second. It's very, very good to use early on when you're jungling. Or also the... who else is it? There's someone else that's very good. I believe it's the Wildkin, gives you a 3 armor aura. He has, yeah.
And of course that gives you the butt cannon, the shockwave.
Yes, indeed. Some pings coming out on Magnus here. But Lion not going to catch him out. Will, yeah, and the Dragon Tail coming out from DK. Follow up with the Impale and the Hex, and that is the death of the Magnus. Some excellent chain stunning from the guy's side there.
Would have liked to see him leave that kill for Dragon Knight, but still a solid
And
play.
apparently Brew died. We missed that completely. Didn't even comment on it.
Weren't paying any attention to that, were you?
Brewmaster just respawning
Well,
now. Where did he go down?
Things were happening.
Where did he go down?
I didn't see it, but...
Oh, so you weren't paying attention either.
Except that I saw the notification that he died.
Feel free to shout things out if we miss them, of course. Don't be afraid.
Brewmaster going in.
I
He
don't
has
know,
no
I might be
ultimate
the reason
though.
the viewers have stopped watching. He died again, obviously.
Yeah, Brewmaster killing off the Gyrocopter, and Gyrocopter getting the revenge kill with the cooldown. We still have viewers. We've got 5 viewers.
Yeah, 5.
Oh,
Loyal
yes.
viewers.
Loyal, trusty viewers. And Rubik rotating bottom, lifting up and using the stolen Thunderclap to kill off the Darkseer. Now he also has a level 4 Ion Shell up, so a pretty nice spell for him to have. Might throw it on Doom to help him take down some of these stacks. Doom has been pretty good about this. He's got 2 stacked large camps. So that's going to be some good experience for him when he can get some AoE damage and regen going on.
Bottom tower.
Yeah, Rubik instead decides to give him the finger and not do that. Instead going mid lane to get up his own farm.
Exactly, and using it to kind of harass Panda back. He is dropping quite low.
Poor Panda.
Just finishing off my dinner, sorry.
Yeah, the Blink Rush definitely good, but it does mean he sacrifices those boots. Only 300 movement speed. It's going to have quite a lot of trouble chasing pretty much anyone if he doesn't get off that initiation perfectly.
Exactly, and also maybe skipping out on something early like a drums, which provides quite a bit of utility there. Really kind of limits his effectiveness in early fights, sitting at 1k health, which is still quite good. I think he really needs to get a bit more there. 2 wards being dropped down at exactly the same time. Coddle notices this and plops down a sentry and an instant D ward on that ward. Bit of a shame.
Dyer's bottom tower's getting the business.
We see Rubik getting quite aggressive on the Panda mid lane. It might be Panda's death. He doesn't have enough to blink away, but he's going to bottle up and he's going to be okay.
Tower's getting the business.
Dropping very good, and Gyrocopter kills the tower at bottom.
Blown to bits.
Playing quite similarly to the game before, where the offlane Gyro was left to his own devices. But we see a Helm of the Dominator picked up first by Gyrocopter instead of the kind of more standard drums BKB build.
Yeah, leaving this Gyro alone is just a massive mistake, I think.
And maybe these large
needs to be
stacks.
shut down very quickly.
I think maybe these large camps have been stacked up by Doom, so Gyrocopter can easily go back into the jungle and farm them up with the flak cannon. So there's some excellent.
If he's feeling that that generous,
but it does look like he's actually killing off one of the large stacks at the moment.
A lot of pinks coming off on this Brewmaster.
Yep,
who's
Radiant
looking for that kill on the Gyro.
A Radiant lane ward does spot out the Panda. The Gyro is still quite aggressively placed, doing some
he's waiting to
harass
just
damage
blink in with that Ion Shell on him.
Dyer's mid tower won't last much
Doesn't
longer.
want to do-
Yep, blink in and the ultimate.
Primal split.
And he's thrown down the stun, and this is definitely going to be the death of the Gyrocopter. Very foolish. The Rubik had
Going in on the Doom as well, who's gotten a bit ballsy.
the stun comes out, but the Fire Panda is
Only a
gone, and
few
that is
seconds
the
left.
main section of DPS. Manages to cyclone him up, but Brew's going to have to run. Dropping the Thunderclap before Doom comes down from the Cyclone, so not slowing him. And the DarkSeer coming in to help, now possibly trapped. He vacuums away, but he is now doomed. And the vacuum stolen by Rubik.
Does get spurted by that drunken haze.
He tries to deny himself to neutrals, but no one's home. He may live through this. No, but the critical strike from the Doom takes him out. And the blink away from the Panda, who is just following
sacrificing his life for the Panda by choosing to what's it called? Surge him away instead of himself.
And we do see Lion.
A lot of wards where Lion is.
Yeah, Lion de-warding. For some reason, dropping a sentry ward down here and then another one uphill and not managing to de-ward either of them still. So this being also caught out by the rocket. There's going to be a follow-up of the and the flat cannon is just enough. Sorry, the rocket barrage and the illuminate comes through, really damages up. Of course, Panda without the ultimate. The ion shell is enough to take down the gyrocopter. Golem still wreaking havoc here. He does a lot of damage early on just with auto attacks. And the Rubik going down to Flame Breath of DK. DK, of course, taking down the Keeper of the Light as well with his Poison Breath. I think it applies a small slow. Possibly not, but it does give bonus attack. And DK also with a Shadow Blade up now. So we can see some nice offensive initiations from Dragon Knight, and also it can be used defensively.
Sure can.
Magnus offlane hits that level 6, so it does have reverse polarity available. Oh, and Doom on the backhand getting attacked by this golem. He tries to use his Tranquil Boots to survive, but he gets instantly hit by the golem and it cancels out. And now the Tranquil healing him up. The golem not managing to pick him up. Very close. Now the Panda with that T1 tower going down on the bottom lane. Panda has a bit of space to free farm. Usually if you knock down that T1 tower early on, you want to continue on to the T2, especially if they haven't defended it. Gyrocopter taking down a tower in middle. And quite an offensive position there from the Rubik. Not the Rubik, sorry, the DarkSeer.
Yeah, I find his position very offensive. Racially, you know, culturally, just generally offensive.
The Ion Shell put on the Siege creep. It will take down a few creeps here. Just the one where it dies. The other left on 20 health. The Ancient still remaining unstacked, even though Gyrocopter does have that helm. And Keeper of the Light being caught out here. Possibly not going down though. We see a surge on the Panda, but it's not enough to catch up, and they're too afraid to initiate into this. Heal picked up by the Rubik. He's taking a lot of auto attack damage, but so is the Warlock. Magnus going forward looking for an RP maybe, and also Doom coming in with a Troll Catcher being eaten, so he does have that net available. He did also go Hand of Midas, so we're going to see good gold coming out of him now. Not sure when he picked that up, but I believe it was after his Tranquils and Basilius, so probably about 12-13 minutes into the game, maybe a bit later. Dragon Knight does go Shadow Blade and catches out the Magnus. The auto attack follows him uphill and manages to get the kill. They do see that dominated creep sitting at the Ancients here, and they're going to take him out. But unfortunately, they do. Well. Yep, there is a single stack here with all of the die here. They really should take it down. I don't know if they've actually spotted it though. They should have seen it, but no pings coming out of it. So it looks
possibly
like
just not caring.
Looks like Gyro Stack may be safe. Doom in a very
mid-tower's coming apart.
Looking for a go in, but it doesn't look like anything's gonna happen here. And Rubik steals the Thunderclap.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Not getting the ulti, which is what he was looking for.
The Dire in the jungle here looks like they're trying to catch out Doom. They know he's going to neutral. I don't think the Doom sorted them out, but also the Keeper of the Light coming up, but they back off. Deciding not to engage here over the Radiant side, maybe choosing to push the tower instead. Lion putting up some counter wards, sitting next to the invisibility here, and he is one creep off getting his level 6. Of course, with that comes the Finger of Death. a big 600 damage nuke. It looks like the
Yeah,
Brewmaster
the almighty
for that.
finger.
The Keeper of the Light coming in, possibly to D-ward. He puts down a Observer ward, but eats a clap from the Brewmaster. The Buckler is popped off, but a blink forward from the Panda and a reverse polarity spent on the Panda. He really needs to throw out the Doom, and he throws out the Doom, but they're unable to see him. He should have enough health to...
Fade time. Oh, and he gets the regen rune as well.
Rubik on the back line, stealing the Impale. A good 2-3 hero Impale, actually. In a lot of trouble now with the Darkseer chasing, and the Doom here as well is going to dissuade them from engaging.
Brewmaster's coming back in though.
Indeed, and he is being Ion Shelled down. He's also linked to another hero, so that's the death of the Doombringer. He has picked up Chainmail and Platemail, so it looks like he's going to be building an Assault Cuirass very soon.
Could use a little help.
Of course, the plus armor to his whole team, and it also provides some power taking down ability because the aura does affect towers. A very odd blink in from Keeper of the Light, and he gets trapped by the Warlock in the trees.
Towers seen better days.
So
Trying
it's
perhaps
another
to blink in behind those trees so that he could blast backwards.
Yeah.
So
Fortunately not working out and getting caught out by the Dire. Shockwave comes through from the Magnus, dealing quite a bit of damage. And another multi-hero Impale from the Rubik.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
They're gonna mech right back up from that though.
Exactly. Mech on Darkseer.
Bottom towers.
It looks like they're gonna get the T1 on top as well as the T1 on bottom. So a couple of towers going the way of the Dire. If we take a quick look at the experience, the Dire's actually pulled it back after a 3k spike in favor of the Radiant. It's almost 2k experience in the way of the Dire, as well as almost being a 2k gold experience, a gold lead rather. TP up from Gyrocopter.
Gyro's gonna come up and use his cooldown on creeps.
Yep, he is farming them. It doesn't have too long of a cooldown nor a mana cost, so sometimes it is good just to flash farm waves with that, if you're not really confident of your flat cannon's ability to take him down fast enough. It's just another weapon at the disposal. Also maybe thinking that the DK would come in under Shadowblade Invis and try to initiate on him.
BKB up on Dragon Knight.
Thank
And
you,
of course we see a BKB up on Dragon Knight.
Yeah, we've seen that for many hours
all by myself. Yes, we did notice that a while ago, but as it was so obvious, chose not to comment on it.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Kit.
He'd only just gotten it when I said it.
I know, it was obvious sarcasm, yeah.
This was a joke. Welcome to the cast.
I'm well aware of that. Do you want me to help or not?
Of course.
Not. I'm gonna go with not.
I want you to help, yeah. So Darkseer has the Hood of Defiance up now. Darkseer with the Hood of Defiance up, going for the pipe so they can push uphill against that Keeper of the Light. Very good item for him to have. Looks like they're going to try and pressure that T2 tower. Doombringer being quite a way off that Assault Cuirass, still needing the Hyperstone and the Recipe. So total is 3,300 gold. Sorry, 3,600 gold. And he's only sitting at 1,300, so still 2k off that Assault Cuirass. We've got 4 heroes of the Dire down at bottom, with Warlock's ulti being up, Panda's ult up. Basically everyone except for Darkseer, who hasn't actually skilled it, even though he's level 11. Doom comes up and instantly dooms the Warlock, so the Golem is not going to be a part of this fight. One more level death and you might be able to pick up the kill, but the mechanism coming off from the... a reverse polarity just used on only the Darkseer, and Magnus skewers away but eats a finger to the butt. The cooldown coming out from Gyrocopter hits on the Darkseer, but he's going to surge away. We do have a missile coming through though.
Doom is picked up.
We do see the rocket chasing Darkseer. He does try to surge away again. But I think the Gyrocopter's going to catch him.
Can't outrun the rocket.
The only problem
Can't outrun the... Okay.
because of this gyrocopter diving so far for this kill. And he manages to pick up the kill, but I think he's in a very dangerous position. No mana, and DK's right behind him. One stun, and he's being taken down.
Yeah, and that's a much more valuable kill than the Darkseer.
Exactly, and the net worth of the DK is outstripping everyone on the map so far, sitting at 11k gold, where the gyro is only at 8k. I think the early Helm with the Dominator pickup has actually hurt him a little bit. It's not necessary on the gyro until later levels when you're really outputting a lot of damage. And he hasn't really made use of that act to stack up the Ancient
Tower could use a hand.
So I think he should have picked up the drums for some extra survivability and a little more mid-game power.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
And then transitioned into a BKB to mitigate some of this damage.
Yes, I hardly agree. Keeper of the Light just blasting down these waves here, of course hitting nothing as the wave hadn't gotten there yet.
Dragonite picking up a Hyperstone. So it looks like he's going to be either...
It's going to be grabbed by the Brew.
It looks like Dragonite's either going to build into an Assault Cuirass of his own. Alternately, he might go into a Mjolnir. It's often seen on Dragonites just for some extra magic damage, and also you can use that Chain Lightning spell on yourself. The Radiant do spot out the rotation of the 4 supports in here, and they're going to be too slow to catch the Gyrocopter.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Away. Also has that Shadow Blade, and as far as I'm aware, there's no detection on the side of the Radiant, the Dire. Actually, I lie. They put down a sentry ward in the middle of the lane. It looks like that was their
and that is going to spot out that gyro going back.
Yeah, unfortunately, that looks like their only sentry ward. Oh, and the Doom coming out on the Warlock to begin the fight again. But I don't think they're going to chase this down, so maybe a bit of a waste of the Doom there. The Surge coming out from DarkSeid, but being body blocked by the Broken Boots Lion. The Rubik manages to get in range to the lift. And the Doom runs out just in time for him to throw down the ultimate. The finger coming out from Lion and Hex, and the Doom will go down on the back line. This also gives DK time to come in through the back lines and just really rip them apart.
Doom glitching out there and walking into the underworld.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade so far, but with the DK being surged into stun range, the Breath Fire is enough to kill off the Keeper of the Light. We'll see if he can actually pick up more kills here. The stun comes out on the DK along with the Rocket Barrage, but the DK will be surged away.
Radiant's gone.
And with him hitting...
I don't know if you saw the graphical glitch that just happened on that Doom.
No, I didn't. I saw him go down and switched over to the chase.
Yeah, instead of falling down, he just kept running and then slowly sunk into the ground.
I think he fell down on my screen just before, but who knows. I wasn't paying too close attention, as I said. So Blink Dagger purchased up by the Magnus finally, so maybe a bit better counter initiation coming out from the Radiant side. A bit unfortunate that that Doom ran out right as that fight was progressing. Warlock able to get the Golem off. And there we see a Blink RP on all of the heroes, followed into a cooldown. He skewers them out of the second fight. Then a Shockwave on all of them, and that's 4 kills just off that 5-man Magnus RP. Amazing positioning there from Dvalletious. Some excellent play. 5-man RP in the mid lane just stops that push dead. And we can see the XP going up almost 2.5k just from that team fight. It's now 2.5k, still in favor of the Dire. The gold takes a big swing back up in the way of the Radiant, but still around 2k advantage for that Dire side.
Yasha and Gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter picking up that Yasha, thank you very much, Kit. And he is
into a Shadow Blade, no doubt.
He already has that Shadow Blade. So going into the Manta style, no doubt.
I've become you.
And we can see him using the cooldown to farm up again. So even though DK had a very large early lead, the Gyrocopters actually managed to catch up a little bit on the back end of some excellent team fight set up by the Magnus there, as well as just not dying in the last couple of engagements. He does take down these.
I actually feel disappointed with our. I feel disappointed point of our work on that RP there, I feel like that should have been more Toby cast, you know, we should have yelled more.
Oh my god, I yelled for me.
It's another RP!
No, I did say 5-man RP, excellent work, and the cooldown coming on top of that, But I think I get caught up trying to...
enthusiasm.
I think I get too caught up trying to cast every skill with, you know, the cooldown skewer coming out, rather than just saying, you know what, they know what's kind of generally going on. I should be more excited and say things like, that was a disgusting RP, which is a favorite from LD. Or a disgusting 3-man cooldown. Everything is disgusting.
Oh, and the stun coming out from Liz Bean on that illusion.
The pipe being picked up by DarkSeer. So the push should be a little bit easier if they don't get 5-man RP'd again. And we do have a 4-staff on Rubik, so he can get himself into some better positions for those steals. So hopefully he can get out that Panda ultimate. It's probably one of the best spells he can steal, but he can also take that. The DK ultimate is quite funny to look, seeing Rubik as a dragon. The Darkseer wall and the Warlock Golem, even the Finger of Death or the Disables of Line are good. So plenty of skills for that Rubik to take.
Magnus faking out this RP here.
Magnus just S-cancelling. And it looks like...
a bit dangerous if he stuffs it up.
It looks like DK has an Assault Cuirass coming out, and also an Aghanim Scepter is completed up on the Brewmaster. So...
I'd love to see a heart on this brew.
Yeah, I actually know, sorry, the DK is just short of the Assault Cuirass, still needs the chainmail. So he can buy that up, so is...
Gyrocopters...
Sorry, go.
Oh, Gyrocopters just finished his Manta style.
He has indeed.
He sure has.
Thank you for spotting
Good
that.
job.
And the Flat Cannon really doing a lot of damage to these quick waves, taking them down in a matter of 4 or 5 attacks. You see Daya is grouping up in the mid lane, hoping for another push. And one thing we haven't really...
see a confrontation at top here.
It looks like we might have a carry fight.
Both by themselves.
Looks like we might have a bit of a man fight. Gyrocopter does Manta style, and it looks like he's going onto the tower. But he is TPing out.
And TP'd away.
Meanwhile, the Dire team smoke up next to Roshan. And look like they're rotating bottom to look for a bit of a kill on the Doom. The Doom's walking right into it. He's going to reveal them off in the smoke. He's caught out. Vacuum back from the Darkseer, and a Hex from the Lion. And the Doom gets... No, sorry, the Panda gets surged through. But everyone's kind of split up. The Finger not coming out yet? Yep, and the Finger clears up the Doom. DK finishing up his curation.
Coddle using Mana Leak on the Brew there, stopping him from using his ulti to finish that Doom off.
Excellent, but the Finger coming out from Lion doing more than enough damage. We do see a counter initiate, and Darkseer is caught out by the Rubik lift. And Magnus does skewer him up top. We see a call down from the Gyro, but he runs the other way. Luckily, the Flat Cannon of the Gyrocopter is enough to finish him off. The Brewmaster is in his ultimate. He really needs some help from his team, who are coming in the back now. DK Shadowblade coming in, and a big ultimate from Morlock. DK comes in and manages to take down this Gyro almost. Still a little bit. BKB popped off, and he does have the Assault Cuirass. A triple kill from the Gyrocopter in the middle of that. But a double kill for the DK. Panda and DK fighting this Magnus, trying to catch up to him, but he does blink away.
Should have thrown out a Drunken Haze. Oh, and he's going to get that.
And a Mana Leak there. Doom, I'm not sure if he bought back there, but teleports right into a DK. He does get doomed, but I think DK will still be able to take this Doombringer down.
Gyrocopter buying back and TPing in.
Yeah, it's going to be a long TP in though. A Mana Leak thrown out on the DK, so he's a sitting duck at the moment. Gyrocopter coming in with the cooldown, but it's in the wrong position, and DK is going to be able to Shadow Blade away. It does hit quite a bit of damage on the Panda, along with the Rocket Barrage. The
Panda's in trouble.
Stun's coming out, but the heal coming out from the Warlock, as well as the mechanism from the Darkseer, keeping that Panda alive. And the ultimate thrown out, catching both the Keeper of the Light and the Gyrocopter. And they're going to back off from this engagement. Kills going back and forth there. I don't really know who came out on top. I'd have to say Dyer was the winner in that.
Radiant, I'd say the Dyer.
Exactly.
Yeah, there were a lot of buybacks there, and they didn't really make anything happen from it.
A triple kill did come out for the gyrocopter, but unfortunately a double kill for the DK, and he didn't die, nor did he buy back. So I would say it was a win for the Dyer in general. If we take a look at the graphs, the experience basically dead even, and the gold at the moment sitting at 2k in favor of the Radiant. Offensive ward placed down in the middle of the jungle by Lion there. It's gonna really catch out that Doom, hopefully. Maybe see some Shadow Blades into the jungle from the Gyrocopter, from the DarkSeer rather.
I might want to mine
the DarkSeer. I even said the wrong one again. Dragon Knight.
Tower.
All these D's and K's and S's.
DarkSeer taking his
Shadow
his
Blade.
Dark form ultimate.
Top tower does go down to Gyro and his anti-style illusions.
There's many illusions.
And we're seeing the Empower being thrown out onto Gyrocopter as well. Currently sitting at about 260 damage when that's on him, so a very potent late game combo. One thing we haven't talked about too much is the late game of the two teams. It's actually very, very even. On one side we've got the Blinding Light from Coddle, which can really play havoc with heroes. The Doom coming out from Doombringer being able to take out a hero like a Warlock, making his teamfight presence 0. But you also have, heroes like the Brewmaster or the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight with massive splash damage on his attacks, being able to kill people off in the Magnus with, with RP. It's just, there are a lot of spells, and it's just really all down to the teamfights. And a blink in, a reverse polarity from the Magnus. He skewers them down to the lower ground, but the Panda does manage to get his ultimate off. Sends the Doom into the air, and here come the Gyro and the DK. There is a sentry ward placed down, so the Gyro in a lot of trouble, letting off his ultimate before he dies, but the Warlock coming in and getting a 3-hero stun with his ultimate.
2 down.
The DK cleaning up on the back of this, the stun going out of the Magnus from the Panda ultimate, and on the back end, also the Keeper of the Light thrown into the air. Some excellent micro by Mino on here. Clap as he comes down, and that is a wipe except for the Rubik, but the Rubik caught by the Breath and the Dragon Tail. That is a complete team wipe in the way of the Dyer. Just from that de-warding that was done just before by Lion, being pointed out by Kit for me, thank you very much. With that vision gone, you could see the Lion and the Panda just sitting up here alone, and the Magnus was able to blink up and get a 2-man RP, skewer them down to low ground, and really swinging the favor into the Dyer side. So some excellent play there, and as I was just saying, it's really all dependent, I think, this game on the team fights. If you have 1 or 2 bad engagements going off, it's going to give your opponent some advantage, but even then, it's more, I think the positioning is extremely key, whether the Brewmaster gets off a good blink clap into ultimate, or Magnus manages to initiate first with the RP, if they can counter-initiate with that, with the Golem.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
It's just so much team fight from both teams. It's, unless one of them gets an extremely large gold lead, I think it's extremely close.
Quite a big tower lead on for the Dyer right now, though.
Yeah, I think for this to really go in the way of the Dyer, Dragon Knight needs to pick up a heart. I think just the pure health, along with his massive 39 armor, would just for even the Gyrocopter to burn through. If he picks up a heart and then some lifesteal, I don't think he'll be able to take him down.
Yeah, for those who don't know, each point of armor gives you about 6% physical resistance, which stacks very well against the Gyrocopter's attacks.
Exactly, and we do see the Dyer go into Roshan, so it's going to be an Aegis to the way of the Dragon Knight. And with no vision, the Radiant have no clue this is going on.
The Dyer took down Roche.
So we might see Dragon Knight sell off his wand and pick up the Reaver. It looks like he doesn't pick up anything Reaver, for now. Maybe choosing to use it on the Courier, or maybe just going for a different item entirely than what we're thinking.
Possibly going for the Divine Rapier, of course.
I think he definitely needs some lifesteal before that. He is only 100 off the Divine Rapier if he does choose to get it.
Invisibility.
See if he buys anything up on the Careerium. He buys another Hyperstone. So maybe
going for a Mjolnir?
Yeah, I was gonna say a Mjolnir would be the only other item that he could get with the Hyperstone that would do much. I think it's a bit of a wasted item choice here because he is hitting quite fast. Just some lifesteal. Even something like Mjolnir will do well, of course, but I think the lifesteal will do him better, or even the tank from the heart. If he does get RP'd, even if he does have quite a bit of armor, there is some magic damage out. So I'm not too sure.
And of course the armor stacking incredibly well with the health.
Yes,
making it a lot more valuable.
Yeah, with the armor level as is, we can see the pipe already picked up. The Darkseer runs solo, and the Magnus blinks in for an RP, and he gets it on full 4 heroes. An excellent RP there. But unable to chain it, and he goes down to the stun. The Warlock getting off the Golem ultimate just before Magnus RP'd. So when he did RP, it came in a moment too late. With the Darkseer wall on top, the fight's gone away, and Magnus is brought back. I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to lend too much to this team fight with only the Skewer and Empower. Of course, the Shockwave. The Mjolnir is up on the Dragonite, so we've got an extremely fast damage coming up. And BKB is up on the Gyrocopter as well. He does have that 10-second charge still available. A Doom coming out on the Dragonite, and this is where Lifesteal would really come in handy. He could actually just man up and turn around and fight this. In the back end of the fight, the Panda is picked up, and he doesn't have enough mana, and his ultimate's on cooldown anyway. Gyro picking up a triple kill already. It might make it a 4th. Triple kill now. My apologies. But there we see an almost wipe going in the way of the Radiant. So again, it really depends on all these things, and it looks like the Brewmaster
Rubik did steal that ulti,
but he hasn't used it, so not coming into effect that fight might be seen in a moment or two.
and that is the Aghanim's primal split as well.
Yes, indeed. So what I was saying before is that Mjolnir pickup, when the Dragonite was doomed, he just had to run away because there was no way of him going up, and blind TPs into a cooldown and Skewer.
Silly TP.
And this may be a mid tower for the Dire. With the Panda down, I don't think there's too much that they can do, although a good Fatal Bond's coming out, dropping all of them quite low. The BKB coming out from Gyrocopter, but he doesn't have any follow-up. All of the heroes are at the back, and there's no reverse polarity is available. He jumps in, gets it on 2, and skewers them out. This is going to be another fight in the way of the Dire, I think. There's just no follow-up. Gyrocopter's already gone back, and they turn it around. They put the BKB up, and Dragonite manning up here. No Dragon form available for him for 3 seconds. He does get surged forwards, but I think they're going to give up the chase and do a counter push mid themselves.
And Rubik never getting off that fabulous Brew ulti. Such a rare steal too.
Oh, unless you're me. I think the last time I played Rubik against Brewmaster, I stole it 3 or 4 times. But I think that had more to do with the poor play from the Brew.
Am I right in thinking that if the Brewmaster uses any of his Panda spells while in the ulti, and then Rubik steals after he turns back into his regular form,
sorry, yes?
does he get the ulti?
Yes, he does, because the Panda spells aren't the Panda hero, so he can't like steal Bolt and Smash or anything.
Right.
Yep. And we can see that tower just melting. The Assault Cuirass and the Mjolnir doing a lot of extra damage. Is he going to go up on this Gyrocopter? Looks like he's going to go on the Gyrocopter, but the stun not coming off before the BKB is popped off. The cooldown coming out along with the Shockwave. Warlock Golem coming out on top, and DK still sitting here. You can see he's just so tanky with all of this armor. Really just wondering what a heart or some lifesteal could have done. Even a Satanic, so a bit of both. The Illuminate comes over the top.
So low.
But DK isn't going to be worried about this because he does have the Aegis, exactly. The Gyrocopter standing there.
And we've got a Rubik in Dragon form as well.
We do. We see the blink clap in from the Panda, but he's going to have to disengage here. The Warlock very low at the moment. Fadebolt coming out from the Dragonite Rubik. And a Blink skewer back in, and also a reverse polarity catching 2 out. They have no follow-up again. The gyrocopter is back in base healing up. The wall is dropped down. Doom gets off a Doom on the DarkSeer and then goes on to the Brewmaster, but the stun coming out from the Dragonite, and that's going to be the range tracks as well. Gyrocopter comes in with a wonderful call down on 3 heroes, following up with the flat cannon damage, instantly melts the Panda and the Lion. He's going to give a bit of chase, but I think he backs off. That homing missile going to go and hit on the Dragonite halfway across the map. Oh, it runs out.
I'd love to see a Rubik Arcana item.
And what would you like to see with that?
Well, it would have to be very detailed. Just a lot of spells. You would have to customize them to Rubik. So if he turns into dragon form, he actually gets like a. It doesn't look like DK's. It looks like a Rubik dragon.
Definitely.
And when he does the panda, it's 3 Rubiks.
I think there were plans for Valve to do that. And Gyro has picked up the Boots of Travel as well as the Talisman of Evasion, so he'll either be building that into a Butterfly or a Heaven's Halberd. I would say it's more likely for him to build into the Butterfly for the evasion chance from the DK attacks. He'll be able to avoid a lot of the damage that way, and it also gives him a large chunk of armor.
Indeed.
Magnus also building towards
Rubik golems.
The Magnus building towards a refresher orb, but he's still a good 1.3k away or so. DK does pick up a Demon Edge, so he has... What did he sell to pick that up? What did he sell? I'm trying to remember what he had.
Who?
In any DK, he's picked up a Demon Edge. So he's dropped
where his this is where his Aegis was sitting.
Ah, right. So with the Aegis being a non-factor, he's able to pick up that Demon Edge.
Sweetly is.
Sweetly. So it looks like the Dragonite has seen the Gyrocopter with the Talisman of Evasion, is going to build up into that MKB. Possibly even farming it before the Gyro can finish up his Butterfly. Gyro's sitting at 3.3k.
Yeah, he's got some crazy farm.
He does, but Gyro with the flat cannon can easily clear ways. So we see a TP in from the Darkseer and also the Lion, but Gyrocopter not getting too to it, and the tower killed off by the Gyro, no deny, and a bit of a late TP going to be coming in from the Warlock, but he cancels it off. Warlock, of course, with that Aghanim Scepter, does call down 2 golems now. I like to see him build up into a refresher now, just to have the fuck you 4 golems. Flaming Fists of Fury combo.
Nothing can be done against the 4 golems.
And Rubik, not having any spells at the moment, may not have seen a hero since he last died. Panda is in the middle here. Looks like he's going to go off and ward. Lion has been very good at placing these wards here. Has popped off both the Observer and the Sentry almost every time.
Get spotted out. Here comes the blink
and the blink
initiation.
clap. And the Mana Leak coming out. But the Dragon Tail comes out. Panda is Zooms, but he's so tanky, I'm not sure if it'll really matter.
You fought with honor.
The heal coming out on the Panda as well, so nothing's going to happen there. The ward being it. Another mana leak, coming out on the Darkseer. He gets hit by level death and actually blinding lighted up onto the top of the hill. Panda blink clap sword and goes into ultimate. Shadow Blade DK just behind. Not sure if he's going to use his stun here. I don't think so. And that Doom just melts. Even with all the armor he has, nothing he can do. And I'm being told there is a Butterfly up on Gyro, so he does have that before the MKB's up on the Dragonite. Although Dragonite does have enough money to buy up that MKB if he so chooses. Panda ultimate about to run out. Rubik, of course, dying there, so not going to be able to go for the steal once the split ends. So he still hasn't used another spell, so if he manages to engage before there's a clap or a Drunken Haze coming out, he's going to get that Panda ulti. They're all mid lane. Not sure if they want to try and just kind of push down the towers and expose the Ancient. Or maybe even just push in and go for the bottom tower here, it looks like. So DK's getting some easy gold from the towers here. And the blink clap in from Panda, so no ultimate being able to be...
Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
Tower just melt. The Fortify comes out from the Radiant side. And the Dragonite is lifted up on the back lines here. He activates his BKB, but then does a man up. Bit of mod there. The blink in from Magnus and skewers on no one. The cooldown coming out from Gyro, hitting only on the Darkseer. The wall coming out, catching out Magnus. The 2 golems come down, but they're just hit by the auto attack damage of the Gyrocopter. Dragonite comes in with a stun, and even though they're all low, he just stands up and kills them off. With the dust, there's no way he can Shadow Blade out of there. And Panda walks back into the team. The only one who is still standing in the base there is Darkseer. Lion escaping with very low health, and there's a buyback by Dragonite. Not sure what he's aiming to do here, seeing as he doesn't have boots of travel, and all their lanes are pushed out. So I think just a bit of waste of money there.
Rage wasting.
Keeper of the Light now has level 2 Necro.
Yeah, a lot of key players I see doing this. They see they have a lot of money, and they just don't want to wait. Even though it's actually going to affect their farm negatively.
Exactly, as well as these heroes, with the game being so close as I said, with neither having a very clear late game advantage, not having that buyback available, if he gets caught out, it's going to be a good 70-90 seconds on the sideline, and that's going to really, really hurt the Dragonite if he gets caught out here. He has purchased up a Dvalletious, so it's not the MKB, he's gone into the Dvalletious. So there have been some stats run, and even with the evasion of a butterfly, Dvalletious gives you more damage over time, with that factored in. So unless you get extremely lucky with the RNG, or extremely unlucky depending on which side of the fight you're on, the Dvalletious can offer you more than that MKB.
And of course offering him more against every other hero.
Yes indeed, and we do see a refresher picked up on Magnus, so the next ultimate RP you see is going to be a double RP. That may be a big change in the fight coming up. But we do see DK go into the Roshan pit.
Take the Aegis. I don't know what he's going to swap for this, or if he's going to give it to someone else.
Yeah, really the only other Aegis carrier would be the Panda, but seeing as he's usually the last to fall in a fight anyway, what he's going to do, and it's just going to go into the Darkseer.
Purely as someone to give it to, I think.
I think so as
DK
well.
just wanting a bit of farm there and to give some XP to his friend Mr. Darkseer.
And also it denies the Aegis to the Radiant side, so we have no problem of an Aegis Gyrocopter coming back, doing his over 300 or so damage flat cannon spam.
Certainly know what you want.
No, and really we're seeing the power of the Gyro here, even though the Warlock has the Aghanim's Golems. Flak cannon just completely demolishing them in the last fight near the bottom tower. It was just quite insane how quickly those Golems dropped.
Dire's top tower.
There is a smoke up on Warlock, not sure what he's going to do with it, and Rubik steals off Clap. You have all of the Dire heroes mid, and we see a split coming off from the Panda. He has stunned out the Gyrocopter. Gyro is caught out here, but DK going on the Doom, bringing him down. Reverse polarity from the Magnus. He needs to refresh that and use that again. He doesn't have enough mana to refresh it. He does refresh it, but now he doesn't have enough mana for the RP, and he comes back. Throws out the shockwave. He needs to throw this RP. He needs to throw it, but he doesn't throw it. Because of that, DK escapes with 80 health. If he had just clicked R there, it would have been the death of the DK. Instead he escapes. And this is where a heart really would have come in handy for the Dragonite. He could be at full health in a matter of seconds.
Radiant's mid tower's coming up.
Oh, he's in trouble.
The flat cannon coming out, but he gets stunned by the Golem, and then the Dragon Tail, he just dies, but Gyrocopter does get the kill. And the buyback from the Gyrocopter, but unfortunately it'll be a bit too late, and the bottom ranks does go down to the Dire side. So the Dire now 2 ranks ahead, but their top tower being pressured by a lot of range creeps and 3 siege creeps. But it looks like Lion's going to TP back and try and farm this up, or at least pull them off the tower.
And of course, there is no buyback on that Dragon Knight now.
Yeah, as stated before, if they had boots of travel, and the gyrocopter does, he gets a cooldown on the Lion, and that's the death of Lion. You see the TP backs coming out from the Dire, and Gyro's shadow bladed, but he's gone back into it. He's going on to the Darkseer. Look at the damage that this gyrocopter is putting out. He's going for the counteraxe here because, as we said before, that Dragonite just has no buyback. Fortify comes out, but it's 40 seconds without the Dragonite. I think they can take the game out if
Nothing left.
they can't get the Panda is still 4 seconds away from his ultimate. In fact, he doesn't even have the mana for it at the moment. The Gyrocopter having to back off. Because of course there's no support from his team. There's no travels on any of the other members of his team. I think let's have a quick look. Necro's freed from the Coddle, but even the Keeper and the Rubik on Brown Boot still, and FaZe on the Doom, and Mana Boots on the other one. Mana Boots on the Magnus. A full level Necro on the Keeper of the Light though, which is going to help a lot in these team fights. The DK Shadow Blade is going to be useless because of course those level 3 Necro minions having True Sight. And also if they go down to the AoE damage of the Dragonite, it does 600 pure damage I believe when the Necro Warrior dies off. And we see a Vladimir's on the Brewmaster. So a bit of bonus damage and lifesteal. So even if he's in that Panda form, Vladimir's Aura persists, and if Dragonite is in melee form, he's going to get the lifesteal from that. Unfortunately, in most fights, oh, and we see the smoke revealed because there's a Rubik in invisibility. That's very unfortunate for the Dire there. The Invis Rubik spotting out the smoke gank, and they're just going to have to back off.
They're going to be confused about that.
As I was saying before, the problem with this Vlad's pickup is they really need some lifesteal on the Dragonite, and if he's in range form, which he is in now, and which he should be in for every team fight, he won't get that lifesteal. In fact, with all the other heroes being mainly ranged, the only heroes that benefit from it are the Darkseer, and the Panda himself, but he's going to be in ultimate form, so the Darkseer.
Now, does it carry through to ultimate form though?
It does. So the aura still applies to
his ultimate
the area. But I don't think the Pandas get it because they're not heroes.
No, because... okay.
Oh, it is a lifesteal aura. Creeps do get it, so I suppose they should. But you know, the 15% bonus damage isn't something to overlook either, so that's going to be helping the Dragonite even if the lifesteal isn't.
Of course. I would have preferred to see him go for a heart. It does regen about 40% of your health throughout the ulti.
Yeah, I believe the exact number on that is 38%. On an Agnes.
Yeah, that's a lot of health gain.
It is, although if he does need the health that badly, he's probably going to be the last in the fight anyway. And we do see Dragonite switching out his treads for boots and travels. So a very sick slotted Dragonite coming out. The only thing he can do more is to drop that BKB, buy a fresh one. And that Gyrocopter, the smoke wraparound from the Dire side, I think this Gyrocopter is going to go down. The dust pops off and in comes a Dragon Tail, and that Gyrocopter is exploded. The finger, the final push off. So let's see. It looks like Mr. Zombie is going to help us out with an overlay for the big screen. So thank you very much, Mr. Zombie. Shout out to you guys. And we do see Dire pushing the bottom lane here. So Keeper of the Light's going to put a Ghost Form Illuminate up, try and ward them off. But I think they're just going to push up and try and push into the base, go for the win. The Gyrocopter being down for 60 seconds. Does have buyback now, but he buys back now. So the Gyrocopter's back, but the Dragonite, his range form also about to cool down. Really doing a lot of damage to these T4 towers. The Panda is doomed. The Blinding Light almost messing up the RP, but he gets caught out. The Chain Stun coming out, he doesn't get the second RP off. Vacuum into War Combo as well. lot of messy fight going on here. The DK manning up to the gyro, but without that lifesteal, the evasion is doing a lot of damage here. Stun coming on the gyro, and the crit gets the kill, but the Doom manages to clean up the DK on the back end. For buybacks, the DK does have a buyback. I'd really actually like to see him buyback now and just push the racks. They know the gyro bought back the last fight. The Magnus is out of commission. You don't have any, I don't believe you have buyback on him. No buyback on the Magnus.
Bruise up top here, just keeping this lane away.
Exactly. But with the racks down there, I don't think it matters. I think they can just push for the win with Gyrocopter down for the next 60 seconds and Mag being out for 20.
Yeah,
hey there, TyshBasa.
To do that.
Blinds me. Or
Definitely a game worth watching here.
Yes, it certainly was.
And we see DK manning up on the Doom, but he's not going to get in range for the Dragon Tail. I think they're just going to go straight for the racks here. With the Gyrocopter being down for the next 40 seconds, I don't see how they're going to be
Radiant's mid tower's getting the
BKB activated, and the stun coming out on the Magnus. The Magnus comes back but dies instantly. The two Radiant players getting hooked in, and was it just a Hex from the line there? Doom goes down, and this will be a good game. Some excellent fights there. Crazy up and down fight. In fact, the Die are only 2.5k experience ahead. And let's see, I will be able to tell you in a moment.
That gold graph ending at virtually 0. The difference in farm in that game was 40 gold.
Wow. That is 30 gold even, from the looks of it.
Oh,
no,
it's
100.
It's just updated again.
No,
No,
quite a
it's
bit.
changed.
3,000.
That's suddenly updating there, but very close still.
So, a very good game coming out from both sides. Extremely close, as we said before. The XP after that final kind of few kills, 4k in the way of the Dire, and 3k gold, but in a 61-minute match, that is absolutely nothing between the teams. It looks like Daniel's gonna be it for the casting tonight. So we'll see what happens. And my kitten knocks off something, but she is sitting nicely now. So thank you for tuning into this game. I've been The.Spectre. Dvalletious has already left, but thank you very much for watching. I think I may cast one more before the end. We'll take a look. I'm just going to switch over to the overlay of the waiting screen.